we will dive into some money talk because Mike Norvell has satisfied his bosses with 10-3, 6 consecutive wins, and things looking good for 2023. So I see a contract extension here through 2029 at an average of just over $8 million per year at 8.05. Let's see. Initially received a 6-year, $26.5 million deal. So that's about 4.5 per year. So not a bad jump, Logan.
No, not bad at all. I like that they decided to do this on Wednesday whenever we all have our shows going on. And it turned out perfect. I was just talking about this earlier today with a friend at the gym and brought up, now the true test for Florida State as an administration is how long do you give an extension to Mike Norvell, and how long can you keep him? And sure enough, a couple hours later, he gets a deal done with Florida State, and it goes through 2029. And a lot of people, at least from Twitter's side and FSU's fan base, seems pretty positive about it, which is great to see. Some maybe wanted to see after this upcoming season, see how the outcome is of that to really give, an evaluation of how much money, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Let the experts and what Michael Alford and the people around him take care of business. That's what their job is. So they evaluated him, and going all the way through 2029 is huge. And, Florida State as a football program has a lot of projects that they're working on, including building their football only facility. And before arriving to Florida State, Mike Norvell had put together a couple binders and laid out a game plan for different phases year to year to year on what they want to do. And one of those was probably earning that extension to where now you'll be here to take care of the football only facility and the operations, and being able to utilize that on the recruiting side of things, and also now retaining players, which is probably now going to be the biggest part going into 2024. We're kind of forgetting that, it's cool to get the players to the program, but keeping them for another year, another 2 years is even bigger. So retaining is something Florida State is going to want to do. So seems like kind of Mike Norvell's game plan and couple of binders that he put together is seeming to work out well, but well-deserved, at least in my opinion, just to see the turnaround and the absolute, that he had to come through, which we've discussed plenty of times on here, Mark. It wasn't pretty. So in my opinion, it's a well-deserved raise, and it's a lengthy extension to where you're now hoping, this is a regular year-to-year competing for ACC championships under Mike Norvell and getting to the playoffs.
What do you think, Chris?
Me personally, I'm extremely satisfied that they went ahead and did the extension for Coach Norvell. I think we had been anticipating it on our show for the past couple of weeks. I kind of thought that they were going to do it just a few weeks after the bowl game, and it took longer, obviously, which I can completely understand why. Obviously, there's, Florida State's got some things math-wise that you're going to have to go through and kind of figure out where all those dollars come from, like Logan had spoke on, with the standalone facility going up. Then they've also got the new health center that's going up, and they've got all these upgrades that are going on at different stadiums. The soccer field got new turf, etc. So all these things cost money. And then you got to think the last year, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last year that Coach Taggart's getting paid from Florida State. So it should come off of the docket in 23 or 24. I'm not real sure. I need to look at that, but I know it's soon. He's going to be off. So maybe everyone will quit saying that Florida State's broke. I'm surely hoping so, because it's obviously not the case. With hiring Patrick Surtain, I'm sure he wasn't cheap. Being able to retain Coach Atkins after what he's been able to prove here at this program, I'm sure isn't cheap. And then Coach Norvell being able to prove with staff what they were able to do in the 2022 season with 10 wins and only 3 losses. It's well deserved. Like Logan had said, it's definitely deserved. And now it keeps you really competitive. And, best case scenario is if somebody does come after him, you can recoup some of that money because they would have to buy that contract out. Don't think that he's going anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. But if he was to ever decide to leave, Now there's money that has to be paid to Florida State if he does leave.